Chapter 14. The Universe Knows. Petty items like furniture crowded the spirit chamber, so Kaori kept it sparse. Her parents forced her to have a bed, but she convinced them to banish the dresser to the garage. Her closet was overstuffed, but it was worth it. The extra space allowed her to examine the star chart from various angles, which was exactly what she was doing at 8 o'clock Saturday morning after nudging her sister out of bed. There was important business to consider. How does one unite a Pisces and Scorpio without interfering with the destiny of the stars? This was a delicate matter. It was one thing to use the existing magnetic forces of fate. It was another to manipulate the universe to do your bidding. She needed a plan. The stars are aligned in their favor, Kaori said. She stood in front of the star chart with her shoulders squared, feet apart, hands on her hips. How can you tell? Jen asked. She was standing the same way, only her pajama bottoms were inside out, and she had the jump rope looped around her waist like a sash. Looks like nothing but a bunch of dots and lines. Kaori sighed. I've told you a million times. The dots are stars and the lines are the constellations. And it's not lines in the first place. It's pictures. See? This is Orion. The 3 stars are his belt. He's hunting. Can't you tell? Jen tilted her head to the right, then the left. Looks like lines. And this is Andromeda and Pegasus, see? Kaori indicated points on the star chart. Yeah, I can see because they have names written right next to them. But it still looks like lines. Kaori sighed again. Forgive her, she said to the spirits. How is this supposed to help us figure out what to do? The stars tell us everything. It's fate, Jen. Fate in the stars. There are no coincidences. Jen squinted at the chart. Is my fate in there? Sure. Your fate is to help me figure out what to do. I thought Virgil was just going to bring us some rocks and we were going to do abracadabra stuff. Stones, not rocks. That's the same thing. Not really. What's the difference then? Kaori rubbed her head. It's just different. Geez, can't you let me think? You have no idea what we're up against, bringing these 2 signs together. Maybe they weren't meant to be friends. Just because they have the same initials doesn't mean anything. I have the same initials as Gertrude Tomlinson, and I don't like her at all. She broke 3 of my pink glitter pencils and didn't even apologize. And she chewed off the erasers, which is totally gross. They're meant to be friends. It's fate. I know it, Kaori said. Somehow, the universe figures these things out. How? Like putting them in the same place at the same time, or using a special force, like me, to help them find their way. They were in the same place at the same time for a whole year at school, and they didn't even speak. That was Virgil, not the universe. You can see how shy he is. He carries a rodent in his backpack, Jen. A rodent. It's not a rodent, it's a guinea pig. That's what guinea pigs are. They're rodents, just like rats or squirrels or mice. I think Gulliver's cute. I'm just saying. It can't be easy for Virgil. First off, he's a Pisces. Kaori turned away from the star chart and walked to the edge of her circle rug. Jen followed at her heels. Look at the sign for Pisces. It's 2 fish swimming in opposite directions. Do you know why? Jen shook her head. Because Pisces are always at odds with themselves. They're never quite sure what to do. No self-confidence. Overly sensitive. Jen squatted down to get a good look at the fish. Now look at Scorpio, Kaori said. Jen's dark eyes shifted to the neighboring sign on the rug. Ugh, it's a bug. No, Kaori snapped, as if Jen had just cursed both their parents. Well, yes, it's a bug, but not just any bug. It's a scorpion, Jen. A scorpion. Do you know what that means? She has a tail? Kaori apologized to the spirits again, then said no. It means she's sharp and independent. She's assertive, full of confidence. She's probably got a little temper, too, and a ton of friends, all competing for her attention, while poor Virgil talks to a rodent. Basically, they're the exact opposite of each other. Nothing in common, I bet. Not a thing. Jen considered this. She looked up at her sister. Maybe she likes rodents, too. Kaori sighed for a 3rd time. Don't be ridiculous, she said.